Anger is a force we've all encountered. It surges when someone's words cut too deep or when someone's actions clash with our expectations. But there's a way to rise above it. Stoicism offers a profound method to free ourselves from the grip of anger, teaching that while we can't control the actions of others, we always have the power to decide how we respond. Think about it. What really makes you angry? Is it the action itself, or is it the meaning you attach to it? When someone rudely cuts in front of you on the road, the anger you feel isn't caused by their action, but by your perception of it as an offense. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that external events don't have inherent power over us. It's our interpretation of these events that sparks emotions. Epictetus put it best. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Once we grasp this, we begin to see that our reactions are fully within our control. This is where the Stoic concept of the dichotomy of control comes into play. It's simple but life-changing. Some things are within our control, and others are not. Our thoughts, choices, and actions, fully in our hands. The behavior, words, and opinions of others, beyond our control. When we fixate on what we cannot change, frustration is inevitable. But when we shift our focus to mastering our own responses, we unlock a deep inner strength. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, reminded himself of this truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Imagine moving through life with this perspective. No longer a puppet to the whims of others, no longer easily provoked by petty actions or harsh words. Instead, standing firm, unshaken, and in command of your emotions. This is the true power of Stoicism. Not suppressing anger, but dissolving its very foundation before it can take root. Every moment presents a choice. React impulsively or take control. And in that choice lies the key to lasting peace. When you begin to understand this concept deeply, you realize that anger often stems from the illusion that we can control others. But true power isn't found in trying to bend others to our will. It's in mastering our own minds and emotions. One of the most valuable skills in developing emotional resilience is learning to pause before reacting. In moments of frustration or irritation, taking a deep breath and giving yourself just a few seconds before responding can completely change the course of a situation. This brief pause allows you to step back from the immediate emotional impulse and consider whether your reaction aligns with the kind of person you want to be. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, warned about the dangers of unchecked anger. He said that anger, if left uncontrolled, can cause more harm to us than the original offense that triggered it. Acting on anger often leads to regret, broken relationships, and unnecessary conflict. But when you pause, you create a crucial gap between the trigger and your response. A space where you can choose patience over rage, wisdom over impulse. In that moment, you can ask yourself, is this reaction truly necessary? Is this how someone who values inner peace would respond? Just taking that step back can be the difference between escalating a situation or diffusing it with grace. Another powerful way to handle anger is through empathy. When someone acts in a way that frustrates or offends you, it's easy to react with resentment. But what if, instead of assuming the worst about them, you tried to understand what might be driving their behavior? People often act out of their own pain, stress, or insecurities, and their actions may have little to do with you personally. Instead of internalizing their negativity, consider that they might be struggling with battles you can't see. Marcus Aurelius, another great Stoic thinker, advised that when you feel anger towards someone, ask yourself, what am I really upset about? This simple question forces you to dig deeper and uncover the true source of your frustration. More often than not, our anger isn't really about the person in front of us. It's about something unresolved within ourselves. By shifting our focus from blame to understanding, we take control of our emotions rather than letting them control us. When anger arises, it's easy to direct blame outward, focusing on the person or situation that triggered it. But a deeper approach is to turn inward, asking yourself why you feel this way. Shifting your focus from others to your own thoughts creates space for clarity. Empathy becomes a powerful tool, allowing you to step outside of your immediate emotions and see the situation for what it truly is. More often than not, people's actions are reflections of their own struggles, not an intentional slight against you. Recognizing this can replace frustration with understanding, diffusing anger before it takes hold. One of the biggest sources of anger comes from expectations, expecting people to act a certain way, to meet your standards, to treat you with the respect you believe you deserve. When they fail to meet these expectations, anger takes root. But the truth is, life is unpredictable. People will act in ways that frustrate, disappoint, or even hurt you. That's simply the nature of human interactions. Instead of demanding perfection, you can choose to adjust your expectations, to accept people as they are, rather than as you wish them to be. This simple shift in mindset frees you from unnecessary suffering. Disappointment fades, frustration loses its grip, and you're no longer caught in the endless cycle of expecting and resenting. Mastering emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It means understanding them, recognizing anger for what it is, acknowledging your role in it, and learning to navigate it with wisdom. When you no longer let external events dictate your inner state, you reach a level of peace that cannot be shaken. You stop being a prisoner to fleeting emotions and become the master of your own mind. True freedom comes not from controlling the world around you, but from controlling how you perceive it. The way you see events, the way you interpret people's actions, the way you respond, these are within your power. When you cultivate this awareness, anger no longer holds dominion over you. Instead, you move through life with resilience, with control, with an unshakable sense of peace, no longer disturbed by the chaos around you.